don't know why, but you guys really like hearing about celebrity near-death experiences. Probably because they all have a happy ending and they've all lived on to tell the tale. So for a third time, I'm gonna do another top 10 countdown list of celebs you didn't know almost passed away. Thanks for coming back to Beyond the Screen. I am your girl Joss Bedard. If you're looking for the BTS team outside of YouTube, you can find our social media links down below. And don't miss out on the bloopers and comment features at the end of every video. They are always a lot of fun. But without further ado, let's get started. Beginning the countdown list, number 10 is Johnny Depp. He decided to commit to his role of Tonto in the 2013 action movie The Lone Ranger, which meant that he learned all of his own horseback riding stunts. He might regret this decision now because he got into an accident on set that had him moments from death. While filming one of the horseback riding scenes, his saddle slipped. He grabbed onto the horse's mane, which caused it to go basically berserk, and Depp fell in front of the horse. Apparently the horse's hooves just missed his head by like a few inches. One can only imagine what kind of damage a horse could do by landing on your face. Luckily, he did survive with minor wounds and continued filming after a hospital cleared him too. Coming in next, number 9 is Ellie Goulding. The singer opened up about her near-death experience on her Instagram back in 2016. She was on a trip in Norway and almost died when she and her friend Connor McDonald drove over a frozen lake. That never seems like a good idea to me. I have way too many trust issues to be driving on ice. But their worst nightmare came true and the car went through the ice. They had to escape the car through the roof before it completely submerged in the water. Luckily, they were both okay and Ellie was able to make a joke about it with her followers, saying, "Note to self, don't drive a BV206 over a frozen lake." Don't drive anything over a frozen lake. Just a thought. Up next, number 8 is Stephen King. In June 2019, the iconic author recalled the accident that almost ended his life 20 years earlier. He escaped death on June 19, 1999 when he was walking near his home in Maine and got struck by a minivan. He suffered from a variety of serious injuries which had him in the hospital for a month. The doctors were debating if they should amputate his right leg but decided against it in hopes that it would heal properly. He ended up pulling through, but the pain was so bad afterwards that he announced that he was actually retiring from writing. Thankfully for us, that plan didn't stick and he was able to walk away fully recovered. I cannot imagine a world of horror movies without the king. Here we are at number 7 and we got Jason Statham. The actor escaped death while filming The Expendables 3. Another stunt scene gone wrong, but he did live to tell the tale. The accident happened when he jumped out of a truck during one of the action scenes and everything went terribly wrong. What happened was he was driving a 3-ton truck and the brakes went out and it plunged 60 feet into the Black Sea. Luckily, he used to compete as a professional diver for England, so he knew how to handle the situation. His co-star Sylvester Stallone spoke about it during an interview and said that if it was anyone else in the truck, they would have been dead because they were all wearing heavy boots and gun belts in the scene and they basically would have drowned. Jason used his Olympic quality diving skills and was able to get out of the truck and swim to safety. That's like a nightmare. A car crash and drowning all in one. Sliding into number 6 is Kate Winslet. We could probably all agree and say that her most iconic movie was Titanic when she took on the legendary role of Rose. But she has since revealed that during the filming process she almost died. She described it as the worst experience and said that while her and Leonardo DiCaprio were running away from a rushing wave in one scene, her coat got caught on something and she was pulled and trapped underneath the water. The actress called the whole filming process an ordeal and suffered from a chipped bone and heavy bruising after her near drowning experience. She also got really sick with the influenza virus at one point, so good thing that it was all worth it and the movie was insanely successful, because I ain't drowning for nobody. Halfway through at number 5 is Tom Cruise. Some have said that the most entertaining part of the Mission Impossible franchise is that Tom Cruise has complete disregard for his own personal safety. He does all of his own stunts, and let's be honest, he has done some pretty crazy stuff. But in the 6th movie of the series, he faced a few injuries and also a near-death experience. He broke his leg during a high free-fall jump but continued production despite the fact of that, and he almost died during the closing scene when he dangled from a real helicopter and had to fall off in midair and catch himself on an object hanging below.
Rebecca and I could see Tom dangling from this helicopter. Tom fell.
and I actually thought he fell, and I heard myself scream.
The entire crew said they gasped and screamed because he actually fell and it looked like he had broken his back on the impact. They all admit in the video that they thought he was dead. Now, I know he gets a lot of hate on the internet, but we have to give him credit when credit is due. It is pretty badass that he does these stunts by himself. Sniping the number 4 spot on our list is Isla Fisher. Back in 2013, the actress shared the story of how she almost drowned on the set of her upcoming movie, Now You See Me. Like Tom Cruise, she decided to do her own stunts in the movie, and one of them had her simulating a magic trick that had her locked inside a water tank. She was filming the scene and her release chain got stuck on her costume and she was stuck underwater for 3 minutes. The worst part was, she was trying to signal to the crew that she was drowning, but they thought that she was just acting out the struggle in the scene. So they weren't helping her, they were applauding her for her incredible acting, but she was actually drowning. What a nightmare. Luckily, she was able to get out when they finally realized that she was drowning. Moving on to the 3rd spot on our countdown, we got Harrison Ford. One of the biggest names in Hollywood almost lost his life while filming Star Wars The Force Awakens back in 2014. They were filming in London, and during one of the scenes he was knocked to the ground and crushed by the door of the Millennium Falcon. He was hit hard in the pelvis and got pinned to the floor. He had to be airlifted to a hospital in Oxford. He actually had to leave production for 2 months as one of his legs had broken in 2 spots and his ankle was dislocated. It was later announced that the health and safety executive in Great Britain would be suing production. They ended up pleading guilty to 2 breaches under the health and safety legislation. His injury did delay production, but he did continue to film when he was fully recovered. In our number 2 spot is Jamie Alexander. The actress took on the role of Lady Sif in Marvel's Thor movies, which just so happens to be the thing that almost cost her life. She was in the hospital with serious injuries after experiencing a near-death experience on set one day. It didn't have anything to do with the filming or a stunt gone wrong. She was just walking on set one day and fell off something really high, as she describes it. When she hit the ground, she knew something was wrong because she couldn't move. Turns out, she herniated a disc in her spine, dislocated her left shoulder, tore her right rhomboid, and chipped 11 of her vertebrae. Recovery was brutal. She was paralyzed in her right leg and right hand, and had to learn how to use them once swelling went down. After she completed physical rehab though, she was able to continue on. We've made it to number 1, and we have Gary Busey. The actor still suffers from his near-death experience, which he claims led him to seeing heaven. Like for real. On December 4th, 1988, he crashed his motorcycle into a highway guardrail and split his skull open because he was not wearing a helmet. Lesson learned, kids! Wear a helmet. He was sent into immediate surgery for brain damage, and the doctor who did 2 hours of neurosurgery repair says that Gary died on the operating table. The actor recalled it and said, "I saw angels, and they don't look like what they look like on Christmas cards. They're big balls of light that float and carry nothing but love and warmth." He actually had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, and dress himself all over again, and still suffers from brain damage to this day. That is our countdown list today, you guys. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. I'm gonna end our time together by responding to some comments from our part 1 and our part 2. Anonymous Animation says, "I dare you to heart my comment." Can I just shout it out like this instead? This is honestly way easier for me. I'm lazy. Eric Olgo says, "I'm happy I'm alive because I fainted too and was this close to dying, but I'm happy to be alive." Well, first of all, I am happy that you are alive too. I've had fainting issues since high school and I know how scary that can be. Marlon Elamil says, "What I was thinking? It was you." I see what you did there. I meant, what are you thinking about this list? But I will give this to you because it was clever. Joss Willen says, "Did anyone else catch that she called 50 Cent a raptor?" You are lying. There is no way that I called him a raptor. Maybe it came out and I said it weird, but obviously I'm not calling 50 Cent a raptor. Alright guys, I'm getting out of here. That's all I have for you. Make sure you give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe if you haven't already. You can keep watching more of our videos, just hang out on the screen. But for now, enjoy the bloopers. Alright, you're on hair duty because there's a lot happening today. I'm serious. Let me know if the hair's coming out of curl. So for a 3rd time, I'm going to do another top 10 countdown. I'm not even gonna say anything. I don't need Randy's negativity in my life right now, so he thrives off my pain. I'm watching him. He decided to commit to his role of Tonto in the 2013 action movie, which I should say the movie title, maybe. Just a thought. That's annoying, but here I am annoying myself, like always. He suffered from a majority of serious A majority? A variety? That don't make no sense. Why? Why, Jocelyn? Why? I cannot imagine a world of horror movies without the king. He's the best. We are here at number 7 and we got Jason Statham. I always say his name up. We got Jason Statham. Nope. Do you see what I'm saying? It comes out weird. Statham. But that's what I'm saying.
You're saying Jason.
Jason, that's what I'm saying. Although, that movie probably made bank. I'll almost drown for that. He does all of his own stunts. These are actually insane stunts. I was watching them like, he's in the fucking air on hell, like he's legit, it's unreal. But wear a helmet. Wear a helmet, wear knee pads, elbow pads. Wear it all.